Hello and welcome to Bella's Crafty Cards. I'm Bella and today I'm going to be showing you how I made these waterfall cards. Okay, and the simple mechanism is it's a little tab at the bottom that you pull which really reveals the pictures. Okay, let's get started. What you're going to need to make your waterfall card: A4 card folded in half, and I've rounded the corners on mine. You're going to need a piece of base card which measures 14 centimetres by 20 centimetres, and I've also rounded the corners on that. You're going to need a patterned paper layer which measures 19 centimetres by 13 centimetres, and I've also rounded the corners on that. You're going to need a ribbon, you're going to need some brad, and what I've also done for you is, if you go to my blog, which is bellacraftycards.blogspot.com, I've made a template for you which has the diagrams and the measurements for your waterfall template. If you do want this, go along to my blog, which is bellascraftycards.blogspot.com, and you can download this free of charge. I've actually got one that I've printed out, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this out and I'll be right back with you. There you have it. I now have all my pieces cut out besides just a little section around here which I need to show you something what to do. So I'm just going to put them to one side for a minute. Okay, if you can see, it has score lines, well, dotted lines here. Okay, and what you're going to do is you've got to get your scoring tool and you've got to score a line joining up these 2 points. So I'm just going to show you what to do. You're going to go just a fraction underneath the line. Don't go on the line because otherwise it'll make your score mark going higher than what it should be. So you're just going to go slightly underneath it, and then you're just going to score with your scoring tool. Just do it a few times so it goes through, and then move up to your next one and do the same again, like so. I now have my 5 score lines. Can't quite see them on the back. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the rest of this out and I'll be right back with you. There's mine now all cut out, and with your score lines what you need to do is you need to fold them. So carefully just turn them over and fold each one, however many you have. Okay, once you've done it one way, you're then going to turn it over and just fold them the opposite way as well, which will now, if you see, all my score lines flow. Okay, you're now going to lay this to one side and we're going to make up the card itself now. You've got your base card and your piece of cardstock. Okay, you're just going to position your tape or adhesive, whichever you're using, as close to the edge as you can. And then you're going to bring back your base card, make sure it opens the right way, and you're going to line this up. Like so. Once you have it lined up, you can then remove your side pieces. Okay, you're going to do the same now with your pattern piece. The pattern piece of this cardstock that I'm using here is actually a fake knitted pattern. It's like a ribbed, and I thought, being a baby card, it would look quite well. There you have now our card virtually ready to go. Now, depending on the thickness of your cardstock you were using, depends on this next step. Now, if this piece of blue card was quite a thick piece of card, you could do this next bit just by doing it on that, and then you wouldn't see the back. But mine's not that thick, so that's why I've done it this way. Okay, I'm going to bring in my foam mat and I'm going to open up my card. Okay, now I will do this so you can see it better than me. I'm going to lay it down. Now, when you're making these, if you're making your own, it will look like it's got patterned on one side and plain on the other. So the way they should go is like that, and you think, well, I've now got patterned here. You don't. What you do is you actually put them down so your pattern paper shows up on the bottom section and this top bit is white. Okay, so your pattern paper shows up on the bottom, which is going to be your pull tag, so you're going to see all your pattern, and the top piece is going to be white. But now you're thinking, well, that doesn't look right, it's got two white sections here. In the ones you can get offline or off your CDs, you'll have an extra panel. Now, on the template I made, I've also made you an extra panel, which is wider than your centre section piece. Okay, and what you've got to do is you position that like so. Hope you can see this without my hands being in the way. Okay, try and make sure it's all lined up where you want it. Try and keep the same gap here and here. Okay, you're then going to get your pokey tool. You're going to pierce a hole, hold it very, very still through the card. Same on the top, on the other side, like that. You're going to get your brads without moving it. Don't forget, it is easier. You're then going to push your brads through. Like so. Okay, you can now let go of that. So theoretically now it all moves without this section moving. Okay, you can now at this point turn over your card and close the back of your brads up. This is why I said you could do this one of two ways, but because I'm going to be putting an insert in this card, I'm not overly concerned, but I would normally put them underneath this blue bit. I would have used a thicker piece of card, but there we go. Once you have this ready, you now need to go onto your toppers. Now, that's the order I'm going to have them. So that's going to be my very, very last topper, so I'm going to work from this side first. Okay, and all you need to do is you do not put your tape on these. Under any circumstances do you put your tape on the back of these, because then your mechanism will not flow and all your images will stick together. What you need to do is each one of your folds you've done here is you need to put adhesive onto them. Okay, so I'm going to get my tape and I'm just going to take just a little bit. I'm going to stick it on your first image, which you're going to place down, which will be your last image on your waterfall card. You're going to put tape on everything on this section here, including this little additional piece that you placed on. Okay. I'm going to take my first image, which will be, and check I've got my card open in the right way. I'm going to place it on. As I can tell before I squish it on, I have some tape here that is going to overhang, so I'm just going to try and remove that. push it underneath the image, like so, and then you can stick your first image down. And as you can tell, when I pull my mechanism, it's still going to flow even though that first piece is stuck onto this section here. Okay, so I'm going to carry on and do the rest. So again, if you are using double-sided tape, try and use quite a strong one. And you're going to stick it just up to the line, and do not cover the other image. Okay, so if you're using a broader one than your panel, this is what I suggest you do. Peel off the backing, keeping hold of half of it, and then stick the rest down. Then you're going to get your next image, line it up just underneath that score line, and place it down. Next piece. We're now on for placing our ribbon, but before I place my ribbon, I'm not liking it. It doesn't look like it's bold enough for me, so I'm going to just get my peel offs. And I'm now more happy with that now, with all my peel offs around. So I'm going to come back to my bow now. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to get a glue dot. I'm going to place that in the middle of the knot on the back. Then I'm going to place that to my card, like so. There's only one thing left to do, and that's to sort out the pulley mechanism on this side. Okay, so you're going to pull it out. What I have is my crocodile. Now if you don't have a crocodile, you could use a hole punch, or you could even use your pokey tool, and all you need to do is you need to create a hole in the end of that, like so. Roll it through, and I already have the ends of my crocodile set up, so I can now go ahead and squash this into place, like so. So it's going to look like that. What I also have is some ribbon. What you're going to do is you're going to thread that through the hole, like so. Once you have it through the hole, you're then going to push the two tail ends through the loop, and you're going to pull it like so, and then you can cut off your ends. Don't cut them off too short, and close up your Waterfall card. So that's what it's going to look like with your ribbon. So they know now that if they hold that, the Waterfall mechanism will flow. So there you have our Waterfall card, like so. Okay, so there's that one. I'm going to bring back the pink one that I need to finish off yet, like so. All my smaller ones which look like this. Okay, so there you have a Waterfall card, start to finish. And don't forget, if you do want the template, go along to my blog, which is bellacraftycards.blogspot.com, and get it free from there. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.